ಶ್ರೀಗುರುಭ್ಯೋ ನಮಃ. ಅಗ್ರೇ ಕೃತ್ವಾ ಕಮಪಿ ಚರಣಂ ಜಾನುನೈಕೇನ ತಿಷ್ಠನ್ ಪಶ್ಚಾತ್ ಪಾರ್ಥಂ ಪ್ರಣಯರಸಜುಷಾ ಚಕ್ಷುಷಾ ವೇಕ್ಷ್ಯಮಾಣಃ ಸವ್ಯೇ ತೋತ್ರಂ ಕರಸರಸಿಜೆ ದಕ್ಷಿಣೇ ಜ್ಞಾನಮುದ್ರಾಂ ಆಬಿಭ್ರಾಣೋ ರಥಮಧಿವಸನ್ ಪಾತು ನಃ ಸೂತವೇಷಃ. ಓಂ ಪ್ರಪನ್ನಪಾರಿಜಾತಾಯ ತೋತ್ರವೇತ್ರೈಕಪಾಣಯೇ ಜ್ಞಾನಮುದ್ರಾಯ ಕೃಷ್ಣಾಯ ಗೀತಾಮೃತದುಹೇ ನಮಃ. ಸುಹೃನ್ಮಿತ್ರಾರ್ಯುದಾಸೀನ ಮಧ್ಯಸ್ಥದ್ವೇಷ್ಯ ಬಂಧುಷು ಸಾಧುಷ್ವಪಿ ಚ ಪಾಪೇಷು ಸಮಬುದ್ಧಿರ್ವಿಶಿಷ್ಯತೆ. Bhagavan Shri Krishna is teaching the benefits of Dhyana Yoga in the shlokas 7 to 9, of which we have already seen the 7th and the 8th shlokas. Dhyana Yogi has the strength to be equanimous in varying circumstances, including all worldly material things and transactions. He neither hates nor desires any situation, and he neither hates nor desires any material too. Such ragadvesha rahityam, that is being free from likes and dislikes, is samatvam, equanimity. The reason for this samatvam is the brahmajnanam, the knowledge of oneness. But we project gunas and doshas, positives and negatives, on it and believe them to be real. Being free of likes and dislikes in the positives and negatives and understanding the oneness in everything is samatvam. Such a state of mind is samatvam. It is very important for us to understand this samatvam. Now in this 9th shloka, Krishna is explaining samatvam towards people. The world is full of different kinds of people. Compared to being equanimous to situations and things, it is actually much more difficult to remain equanimous to people, because other people's likes and dislikes impact us. Whereas situations cannot express their emotions to us. It is we who assign superiority and inferiority to things. Worldly inert things don't assume themselves to be better or worse than the others. Since humans are self-conscious beings and they have individuality, their expression of emotions impacts us. But a Dhyana Yogi who has been practicing meditation after having obtained jnanam or knowledge sees everyone as the one Brahman. He does not desire or hate anyone. Suhrit, an unconditionally supporting friend. Mitra, a friend who shares a give and take understanding and has conditional love. He has some expectation out of us. Arihi, an enemy, one who tortures us and intends to destroy us. Udasinaha, non-aligned person, who shows no belongingness to any group, good or bad. Madhyasthaha, one who wishes good for everyone. He would be a friend even to two enemies and would wish well for both. Dveshyaha, one who criticizes us all the time and indulges in negative publicity. He may not want to destroy us, but would mar our name and fame. Bandhushu, blood relative. Sadhushu, one who lives as ordained by the Dharma Shastras. Papeshu, papi means one who does all that is restricted by the Shastras. The Dhyana Yogi neither hates nor likes any of such people. With Jnanam, he sees everyone as Brahma Swarupa, that is, forms of Brahman. We have already seen in the 18th shloka of chapter 5, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Shuni Chaiva Shvapakecha Pandita Samadarshinaha. A jnani sees a learned, humble Brahmin, a cow, an elephant, a dog, one who cooks and eats the dog's meat equally. He sees the one ultimate reality in all of them. Such a person is very noble. Among Dhyana yogis, he is endowed with samatvam. Sri Shankaracharya in his Bhashyam has said that there is another reading, samabuddhihi vimuchyate, instead of vishishyate. He is freed from the cycle of birth and death and joys and sorrows. Though samabuddhihi vishishyate is the popular reading, there is also another reading, samabuddhihi vimuchyate. With this, I conclude the meaning of this shloka. Suhran mitraryudasina madhyastha dveshya bandhushu sadhushvapi cha papeshu samabuddhir vishishyate. My prayerful blessings to all of you. Hari Om. Om.